It was a summer morning when the sun arrived early and refused to leave. The streets glistened with heat. The lawns shimmered with sprinklers. And at the heart of the wealthy suburbs, the Lakeview Country Club opened its gates. The pool sparkled like a sapphire under the sky. Families arrived with towels wrapped around their shoulders. Children ran ahead with floaties shaped like dinosaurs and flamingos. The air smelled of sunscreen and fresh lemonade. It was supposed to be the kind of day that made life feel easy. And then she appeared. Karen. Hair styled into a helmet that defied humidity. Sunglasses too big for her face, as though they were armor against accountability. A floral swimsuit with golden trim that screamed more throne than leisurewear. She carried not just a bag, but a crown of entitlement invisible yet heavy. The problem was simple. Karen was not a member of the Lakeview Country Club. She had never paid dues. She had no guest pass. But she believed the pool was hers. "Open the gate," she demanded, when she reached the young attendant at the check-in booth. The boy, no older than 17, tried to smile politely. "Good morning, ma'am. May I see your membership card or guest voucher?" Karen dropped her oversized bag on the counter with a thud. "I don't need a card. This club is part of the community. I live in the community. Therefore, this pool is mine." The boy blinked. "I'm sorry, ma'am. Without a card or a guest pass, I can't." Karen cut him off. "Don't tell me what I can't do. I've been swimming here since before you were born. I practically built this pool with my taxes." That wasn't true. Lakeview was a private club, built from member dues, not taxes. But facts were not invited to this conversation. Karen pushed past the booth and marched through the iron gate. The alarm beeped softly, a digital protest ignored. The boy called after her, "Ma'am. Please stop. I'll have to call security." Karen tossed her head. "Call whoever you want. I am the security of this place." Parents by the loungers exchanged wary glances. Children paused mid-cannonball, watching. Phones lifted like periscopes. Karen reached the edge of the pool, planted her hands on her hips, and announced. "Listen up, everyone. I am reclaiming this pool for the people." No one asked her to. But entitlement doesn't need an invitation. She dropped her towel and stepped toward the diving board. The lifeguard, a college sophomore with a whistle and nerves of steel, blew sharply. "Ma'am. Stop. Members only." Karen pointed at him as if he were a villain in her one-woman play. "You work for me," she barked. "I pay for this pool. I own this pool. And today, I'm swimming." With that, she climbed onto the board. The crowd murmured. Some shook their heads. Some laughed nervously. One child whispered, "Is she serious?" She bounced once. Twice. And dove into the water with a splash that scattered more disbelief than waves. The lifeguard blew again. Out of the pool. "Now." Karen surfaced, slicking back her hair with exaggerated calm. She smirked, floating like a queen on stolen territory. "You can't kick me out of my own pool," she sneered. "Try me." That was the cue. Two security guards hurried across the lawn. Officer-like in their navy polos, radios clipped to their belts. The boy at the booth pointed frantically. "She doesn't have a card." She forced her way in. The guards approached the edge. "Ma'am," one said firmly, "you are trespassing on private property. Please exit the pool immediately." Karen paddled lazily, like their words were just background music. "You can't trespass on your own land," she shot back. "And this pool is mine. I've lived in this neighborhood 20 years. I've given this community more than anyone else." "That doesn't make this your property," the guard replied. "It makes you a neighbor. And right now, you're a neighbor breaking the law. Phones zoomed closer. Live stream captions exploded. Country Club Karen, season premiere. She owns the pool. Cops vs. Cannonball. The guards radioed for backup. Within minutes, 2 local police officers arrived through the side gate. Officer Mitchell, calm, broad-shouldered, with mirrored aviators. Officer Tran, sharp-voiced, cool-headed, steady. The crowd hushed. The lifeguard climbed down, relieved that authority with more gravity had arrived. Mitchell called across the water. "Ma'am, please come to the steps and exit the pool." Karen laughed, her voice echoing across chlorinated blue. "Finally. Real cops. Arrest these guards for harassing me." Tran raised an eyebrow. "No, ma'am. We're here for you." The smirk faltered. "You can't arrest someone for swimming." "You can when it's trespassing," Mitchell replied. "And when it disturbs an entire facility." Karen flipped onto her back, floating defiantly. "I'm not leaving. This pool belongs to me. You'll have to drag me out, and if you touch me, that's assault." Mitchell's voice stayed even. "We'd prefer you walk out with dignity. But either way, you're leaving." The crowd shifted, hungry for the climax. A man in golf shorts whispered to his wife, "I paid 30 grand in dues for this circus." She shushed him, but her phone didn't stop recording. Karen paddled to the center of the pool. "Come get me," she challenged. Her sunglasses floated beside her like tiny abandoned lifeboats. The lifeguard blew his whistle again, half for safety, half for punctuation. The officers stayed at the edge. They weren't about to dive into drama. They were patient. Patient like professionals who know the weight of waiting. "Ma'am," Tran said, "you have 30 seconds. After that, we'll escalate." Karen's eyes widened. "You wouldn't dare." "Try us," Mitchell replied. The seconds passed. The crowd counted silently. At 25, Karen swam toward the deep end ladder. At 30, she climbed out, dripping with indignation. The officers stepped forward. "Thank you for cooperating," Mitchell said. "You're under arrest for trespassing and disorderly conduct." Karen shrieked. "You can't do this. This is my pool. Everyone knows it. Ask them." She gestured wildly at the crowd. Some people looked away. Some laughed outright. One child shouted, "Bye, Karen," and everyone chuckled nervously. The officers guided her toward the exit. She resisted with every ounce of dramatics. "You're kidnapping me," she yelled. "You'll all lose your badges. I'll shut this place down." Tran kept her voice even. "Ma'am, you've already shut it down. No one can swim until you leave." That line landed harder than any handcuff click. Parents sighed in relief. Children groaned, eager to cannonball again. Phones captured every second as Karen was escorted across the lawn, dripping and shouting, a trail of pool water marking her path. The caption practically wrote itself. "Karen claims country club pool, gets a splashing arrest instead." By the time she reached the patrol car, her voice was hoarse but unbroken. "I'll own this whole club when I'm done suing you," she promised. But lawsuits can't be filed on arrogance alone. At the station, she demanded bottled water, a lawyer, and a chair fit for a lady. The officers filled out paperwork instead. Her charges were clear: trespassing, disturbance, property damage from the broken gate latch she had shoved. News spread by nightfall. Local outlets ran headlines. "Suburban woman claims pool ownership, arrested." Clips went viral with millions of views. Comments rolled in like waves. Some mocked. Some scolded. Some sighed that it was just another day in the saga of entitlement. The country club issued a statement. "We value our members' comfort and safety. Our facilities remain private. We thank the authorities for their swift action. Karen's lawyer, not her husband, not her cousin, just a tired public defender, advised her to plead guilty to disorderly conduct, pay a fine, and accept a year-long ban from the property. But Karen told a different story at home. She told friends she was a martyr for community rights. She told relatives she had been ambushed by corrupt guards. She told herself she had been humiliated by jealous neighbors. The truth sat quietly on her kitchen table, a court summons, a fine notice, and a letter from the country club reminding her she was not welcome back. Meanwhile, the pool returned to normal. Children splashed. Parents relaxed. The lifeguard kept watch, whistle ready. And every so often, someone would point to the diving board and whisper, "Remember when she thought she owned the pool?" And the laughter that followed was softer than judgment. It was the laughter of people who had seen chaos come and go, leaving ripples behind. Karen's splash was unforgettable. But so was the lesson. You don't own what belongs to others. And the law, like water, has a way of pulling you back to shore whether you want it or not.